Hello, hello. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Maria says, is this the Letterkenny Skids playlist? No, this is Dane Paris from, oh, you know Dane. He's your teammate. It is his playlist. Do we get points for multitasking, still on the bike and going to watch the live stream tonight? Good for you, Kendra. All right. Instagram says thumbs up. Ted says thumbs up on YouTube, and Facebook says thumbs up.
Cool.
Crack of the week. Crack of the night.
So that was for Joey and Brian.
And Jess.
I should have called it out.
Can we just talk about how good these are? Skinny Pop. This is really good.
Yeah.
I'm having a snack because I just finished the ride. Did you get to hear me chomp away at
And I'm
popcorn?
having a drink because that's how I deal with you all. I mean, I'm celebrating being with you all. Did it come out right the first time? I think so.
Oh, I just want everyone to see my Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel Dirt shirt representing.
Oh,
Do
nice.
good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
I like it.
That's Brian Rains right there for you. Little shout out. If you like podcasts about bikes, listen to Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt weekly with Brian, Joey, and Jess.
Comes out every Thursday. It's a good time.
It's an actual podcast.
Good listen on your commute.
This is more of just rambling
Yeah.
about the series. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome Chad, Maria, Teresa, Anne, Ted, John, Krista. Oh, Krista says the white cheddar's even better. All right, I'll have to try that. Now there's popcorn in my teeth. And
Everything's
I'm gonna be
better with cheddar.
trying to get it out of my
I
teeth.
think that was a commercial. Everything's better with cheddar. So. Hey,
Oh.
Jess is on.
Jess is on. We were just giving you shout outs, Jess. I got the shirt. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about Resolution Kitten Stage 3 wrap up. And we're moving into Tour 2 Adventure Kitten Distance Challenge.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Our adventure kitten ran away though.
Yeah.
She
knew
wanted
he
to
was
be.
here
I
for a
thought
second.
she was going to be part of the stream,
I
but
know.
maybe not.
She may come back. My neck really hurts, so I can't really like turn that way. I have to do this like an old person. All right, welcome to the live stream. Let's get started here. We are going to do some quick announcements. Check your points for stages 1 and 2. We're still working on stage 3. I think we have all the social media and photo points updated unless you emailed us today. If you emailed us today, we may not have it updated yet.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, if it was before midnight last night, I think all of the social media stuff should be in. So if you're missing anything, feel free to let us know. All of the stage 3 points should be calculated. There are, I'll give a heads up, there will be some small changes because I know I do have a couple of people that had Peloton rides that were syncing on the wrong time zone.
Oh, yeah.
That came up for today and not for yesterday. So just remember those points on there are provisional at the moment. A couple of those categories might change. So, but once we get through the end of today, that'll be 24 hours for the upload of that. So I'll run one final score on that, and those will be finalized, and then can run the tour points as well.
And once the tour points are posted, the overall tour points, there'll be a 48-hour protest period. That's what it's called in bike racing, where you can complain or say that yours are wrong or correct them. And then after that 48-hour period, they will be finalized and posted. So just keep an eye out for an email that says Tour 1 final leaderboard. Make sure you check your points at that time, and then we will finalize them and we'll post the tour winners. All right. Any questions? If you have any questions, post them in the comments. We will keep an eye out as we go.
I think, if you have any issues with the scoring for the 48 hours, you just visit our complaint department. So.
Yeah. Yeah, some people need to see that. And then upgrades, i.e. promotions, have been submitted. Some people received voluntary promotions. They wanted to move up, and others received mandatory promotions. They were moved up because they were way over their time limit. So if that's you, congratulations.
Yeah, you should have gotten an email last night if you were automatic. If you were several hours over, then you were upgraded last night before the scoring of the first tour. To make that fair for all the first tour scoring. If you were just over and pretty close, or not egregious the whole time, you probably will be moved up for this upcoming tour. So we'll get those in place and we'll let you know probably by tomorrow for those.
So if somebody gets moved up for Tour 2, do they get to keep their points from Tour 1?
Yeah. So that's why we haven't done some of that yet. And so I was just working on... So I've split it all up so that you can change categories each tour. And you'll... all of your previous tours maintain the points and the challenge stuff for whatever category you were in during that tour. And then the leaderboards will show if you change categories in between tours, you'll still be able to see your leaderboards for each of the past ones too. So I think I've got that all set up, so then we can start doing the category moves tonight.
If you have questions about that, drop them in the comments and we'll answer them as we go. Krista says, did the social media posts have to be during the assigned weeks? Yeah. So when you get that grid, that chart every week, those are the challenges for that week, Monday through Sunday. Once the week is over, the challenge is done and we move on to the next week. So you have to do the challenges in that week that they're set for. Whatever the stage is for that challenge, that's the time period you have to do it in.
And we've sorry, that's like reading a question. We have been pretty lenient on some of those things, I think, so far. But I think we're through the first tour. Everyone knows what's going on, so we will probably stick to those deadlines a little better. So just a heads up.
Yeah, Tour 1, we had to get some stuff sorted out.
So a question about people who didn't ride at all and got points for stage 3. That'll all be corrected during the final run of the points stuff. So yes, if you had zero time, you're not going to get points.
I like that all of Chris's submissions are at 11:58. His social media. Yeah. At least he's doing it though. I think it's the first time you've posted on social media in the last year.
I don't do it. Yeah, I don't do it a lot. So far though, every time I've done it, other good random things have come from it. So I think I might have to start posting more on social media.
I don't know. So. Kendra says, will the daily mileage totals be judged by who rides the most? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so if you look, I did just before the live stream enable the Adventure Kitten boards.
Kendra, are you talking about Adventure Kittens Tour 2 or are you talking about Tour 1? Because we haven't gotten to Tour 2 yet. We're still talking about Tour 1 right now.
So yeah, I'm just showing this is a Adventure Kitten leaderboard. So you do see these will add up the miles over the whole tour, and then you'll have the same kind of thing where the stages will show the individual stuff. So, and we'll get to that a little later.
So this week, let's move on to well, actually, let's not talk about Tour 2 yet because we still want to do some shout outs from Tour 1. So we'll get into what the whole thing with Tour 2 is and the stages and how that works in a minute. We're just going to do some shout outs for Tour 1.
Oh, hold on. Before you do that, I do want to show because it keeps coming up.
How to find your points?
About points. So if you're looking at points at one of the points leaderboards, you'll have this row here with your points on the side, just click that point total, and it will expand out, and you'll see how you got all those points, how they were earned. There has been, so if you see any of the grayed out things with a star, that just means you did 2 of the bonuses and you can only score 1 of them. So a lot of times, I know some people, like, I think even with mine, if I post on Instagram, it posts on Facebook as well. So a lot of those will get, you'll see like a Facebook and an Instagram. Or if you've done a Zwift ride or a couple of Zwift rides, they'll both show up on there as completed, but you'll only get points for 1 of them. And then when you see the stage, like stage 3 challenge and those points, those are the points you earned for the competition for that week. So it's not a total of all of the things beneath it, or it's not supposed to be. So all the points that you see in this view should add up to the points that you see in the row of before you expanded it. So.
And then you get ranked. Look, you're top 5.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
So yeah, just if you have a question about whether or not you got points or anything, you can always see which things you might be missing there.
A note about social media points: you have to use the hashtags that are listed in the weekly grid that sent out. The reason we have those hashtags is because that's how we search for the posts. It's basically a search tool. If you don't put the proper hashtag in there, we can't find your posts. I mean, we can't spend hours sifting through every single person who is in the series and all of their posts on Facebook. So we have to have a way to search. So before you email us or text us or message us and say that we didn't give you points for a post, make sure your post has the proper hashtags and you've actually tagged us in it. If you don't understand what that means, you can email and we'll explain it, but it has to be done that way to get points. Yeah. So going forward, if you don't do it properly, you're not going to get points. And so you need to go back and check that. For email, you can just email us, put your name and whatever information in the email with a picture, and that's fine. The emails don't have to have hashtags. It's nice if the subject says whatever that challenge is, because that's helpful for finding it in email. Yeah. But mainly social media has to be done a certain way. And also, if your social media account is private, we may not be able to see it. So the best way to get points is to post your stuff in the Ride Dirty community group on Facebook. If you're not part of that, there's a link to it in one of the emails that we sent out early on, or the newsletter. It's on Facebook. You can just type in Ride Dirty community. That we can see all the posts. So even if your account is private, we'll be able to see your post there. So it gets hard searching through all the social media posts if people aren't doing them right. So please try to do that right.
And hopefully we'll get actually those things automated soon. So at that point, then it will definitely be necessary for you to have those, because we'll just be pulling those automatically. So
Monica asked, can we use either hashtag DKWTS or DKWTS 2023? It's best to use whatever is in the weekly challenge grid. So if Chris just pulls up the grid real quick.
Yeah, well, so on the social media posts, it's the DKWTS 2023.
Can you just highlight, like scroll down to stage 3 or
yeah. I'll just do that.
Yeah, so it's got to be those 2 hashtags.
Yeah. On the rides, for the bonus rides, it could be either. It doesn't matter. In Strava, as long as it starts with hashtag DKWTS, it'll get picked up.
Yeah. So if it's easier for you to just use the same one, use the 2023. Yeah. All right. So let's do some shout outs from stage 3. Yeah. Starting with the Supreme. Right. I want to go to the Supreme Open Women. Just want to give a shout out to, if you go to stage 3, actually. Stage 3. Yeah. Right. We got some big rides here going on for these top 4 women. Cynthia Frazier at the top. I don't know if folks know her. She does a lot of ultra distance rides. She's traveled around the world and done some big competitive rides and gotten some wins and some like fastest known times. So Cynthia is in the lead, and then my teamie Ivy's in second, followed by Vanessa and Maria. All over 5-hour rides. Pretty big. And then going on to the men, the open men in that same category.
So that was actually Cynthia's ride there. She has a 9-hour ride. That was a 2-part ride, 9 hours and 8.5 hours the second day. So
Yeah.
that's some big riding.
Yeah, she did some two big ones back to back. Big Dumb Ride Part 2.
Yeah.
Can we go to the men? I think Carl is at the top of the Supreme Men. He did a big ride on Saturday or Sunday with Ramsey. So Carl did 14 hours and Ramsey did 10.
I don't know. I think there's something questionable about Carl's time, though. So we might have to dive in and see about that.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Carl. Carl, did you really do 14 hours? We need to know.
No, so actually, just a tip, because this did come up. If you are on a ride and have a device that fails and didn't save your ride, you always have the option of uploading, entering a manual thing. And if you want to contact us and talk about it, that's cool. We'll make sure that people don't claim you're cheating or anything like that. But another option, if you're riding with somebody, they can go into Strava, and where it will show like other people that you rode with. You can do like manage group, and you can add somebody else who didn't record, and that ride, all of the stats for that ride will get sent over to that person. So it gets their distance, their elevation, their time, but it wipes out all the segment stuff. So it's a better way to do it than actually copying that person's file, because then you don't get a bunch of, like, if they KOM something, you're going to tie their KOM or whatever.
Ted says that's collusion.
So that option is out there. If you get in that situation and have trouble finding how to enable it, just give us a shout and I'll help you out.
Chad Baldwin says that Cynthia's a woolly wally booger bugger, and some other people said shout out to Cynthia. Oh, she was actually on the latest GTD episode, the podcast we were talking about earlier, Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. She was last week's guest. So if you want to hear about some of her adventures doing ultra endurance rides, listen into that.
So Carl says he did that big ride in 1 day and Ramsey did it in 2. I assume that's because Ramsey had to order new tires in the middle.
Because he got a flat, and then he needed to start from where he left off.
I feel like maybe I'm running the Ramsey flat tire thing into the ground a little bit.
Poor Ramsey.
But at the same time, I'm probably going to keep going with it.
All right, moving on. So Supreme Masters females, we've got
Supreme
Master female. Heath Smith crushing it with an 8-hour ride. Nice job, he. He is a Melanin Base Miles rider.
Nice.
And then Masters men, as always, Tom Knoll in the lead. I think Tom just lives on his bike, actually.
I'm pretty sure. Also, we got to give us another special shout out to Tom. When we post the challenges each week, Tom is the very first social media submission every single time. Like, it's,
no email.
Well, I'm just counting them all in there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it comes in like minutes after we send out the stuff. So thanks for keeping an eye out for us, Tom, and keeping the participation high.
All right, moving on to the full. So the full junior men, we've got Jake Foley leading with a 6-hour and 23-minute ride.
Man, I feel like I'm slacking now.
I know. And then the open non-binary, our friend M. Boo with a almost 4-hour ride. M is another Melanin Base Mile rider, and I think on the MBM board. And then open female, we've got 2 women kind of battling it out at the top, 6 hours, Sarah and Toya. And then the open men, Kai, he has done the series for a few years. I think Kai may live...
Full period open man.
Yeah. He did live not here. I'm not sure where he is now, but he did say at one point he was living elsewhere.
I don't know.
And he was invited by a friend to join the series.
I thought he was like a Nova, like a Loudon guy or something.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. And then lastly, we've got the Masters females 40 plus. And so Jennifer LaRossi with almost 8 hours. And then actually, I think in the 50 plus.
I think, is that an L or an I?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's Aya
Aya
right?
Rossi, yeah.
I always get confused because I try and type it in and then the L doesn't find
I
anything.
know. Oh, Sarah Williams, my teamie there in second.
Nice.
But the 50 plus women, I think, had the most. Carol Bell with 7.5.
Nice.
So we've got some big rides going on. Someone says Tom is a beast.
I gotta kick my butt in gear. Same.
I know. All right, moving down to the basic. We've got some nice rides in the basic. Basic junior females. Julie Black still crushing it for junior girls.
Nice.
And Mia Valich didn't get any rides in that last week, but she recently won a snowboard competition.
Nice.
Her mom posted on social media. She was first in 3 of her categories, and then I think second female overall, and 11th overall, like out of everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully she put one of those on Strava so she got the bonus point at least.
Julie and Mia are junior Dirty Kitten guest riders, so shout outs to them. And then moving on to open female, we've got Angie Snoop leading with a 5-hour ride. Angie's one of our friends from the Trek Cup. We met Angie at the Trek Cup. And then
her name, I always see it and it says Angie, Angy, Snoop. And I always think it says Angry Snoop, and it gives me a pretty good chuckle.
Oh, Jen's on Facebook and says, "Don't worry, it happens all the time." Is it Aya Rossi, Jen? Is that how you say it? I'm sorry for saying it wrong. All right, and then the open men. I just want to give a shout out to Matt Hazard, the 5-hour and 43-minute ride.
Yeah, you're getting the time in for a hot and dusty Dirty Kitten this year. You'll be prepared.
Matt's our
Angie says it always corrects to angry.
Matt's our Dirty Kitten gravel race aid station 2 person.
Yeah, pop up aid station savior.
Solo pop up aid station manager. All right, and then lastly in that, I just want to look at the Masters female 60 plus. Dina Wallerson with a 6-hour ride.
Nice.
And I did actually check. She did not go over the hours for the week. She just did a big ride. And then the Masters men 55 plus in this category. We've got Jim Kohlenberger with 525.
Another big one.
I know. All right, and then we'll drop down to the mini. So the open female and the mini, there's a bunch of women battling it out there with 3-hour rides.
And look at that, the top 6 were all like, kind of in contention with each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's good for mini.
And I think, and this group too has, again, the top 5, all like a good battle there. That'll be a good one going forward.
Erin Baldwin in the lead there. That's Chad's wife. And then I just want to look at the open men real quick. So we had Andy Gonzalez there and a couple others right in that 3-hour. And then the Masters women 50 plus. I think somebody in that had a pretty good ride. Yeah, Tiffany Ramsey.
Nice.
So Masters crushing it as usual.
Yeah. So, as we're going through, I think if you guys have all seen, we've had a lot of these categories where the top half of it, or there's a big group of people all with similar times. Mm-hmm. So just wanted to say, I know sometimes people don't want to get moved out of categories and all that, and we kind of harp on the whole category and upgrade promotion thing. But this is why we kind of focus on that, to try and keep these groups with a group of people that's all going to be pushing each other and motivating each other. So, so again, don't feel bad if you get bumped out. It's a good thing.
Upgrades are good. Promotions are good. Yeah. Oh, one more shout out. Party Burrito Women. I know that Party Burritos are not being scored technically, but Jess had a 3.5 hour ride. Nice work, Jess. Crushing it.
Yeah.
I think that was a ride she did with Joey over the weekend.
Yeah, she beat me out.
All right. Kendra says, I love my promotion. That's what we like to hear. Yeah. Kendra, you had a fun little sticker on Discord that I liked about your promotion. All right. So those are all the shout outs I've got. I know we're not necessarily focusing on the most miles every day, or sorry, the most time, the most miles, but we like to do shout outs. So just want to highlight some of the people that are putting in the work, and hopefully it'll be different people every week depending on what the challenge is. All right. Any questions about any of the leaderboard stuff or challenge stuff before we talk about Tour 2? If so, drop them in the comments. We need like a transitioning to the next tour music or something.
And just one more, just because I saw Chad made a post on here, and maybe pass this along, because I think this affects a few of the Woolly Boogers riders. There's several, and I mentioned it earlier with the Peloton thing, and then some of the Zwift new accounts on Zwift had time zones set wrong. I've got all of those logged, and I know which ones need to be fixed, and I'll fix all of those before the final scoring goes. So I know that affected a few of the juniors, so don't worry, they'll get the points. I'll get all those in, and I'll reach back out. I just didn't want to do them too early and have them be overwritten by like another sync from Strava. So we'll get it all figured out.
Bruise Bikes, who I think is John.
Yeah.
John says sing. You do not want me to sing. Maybe him. He's a better singer than me.
I don't sing in front of people.
He does not. He refuses. But as Christy knows, I do not sing. We tried to karaoke, and I bailed on her and sat in the back and laughed. So, and then someone had to come save us.
I've seen you sing. You can do it.
I'm not that good. All right. Moving on. Tour 2, Stage 1, Adventure Kitten Tour. Shall we pull up the challenges? Dun. All right. So this is the distance challenge. And we're kind of melding stage 1 and 2 from last tour and doing a little bit different of a challenge for this week. Do you want to read it?
No, go.
All right. So this week's challenge: ride at least X miles a day for 5 days this week based on your category. See details below. Multiple rides in 1 day count. So for the minis, you just have to hit 10 miles a day. Basic, 12 miles a day. Full, 15. And Supreme, 20. And partial points will be awarded for people who ride 3 and 4 days. And then next to that, in the second column, it shows the point breakdown. So we'll go 5, 3, 1. So if you only are able to ride 3 out of the 5 days, you'll still get a point, as long as you hit the mileage amount.
Yep.
And yes, we are still keeping track of time for the categories so that nobody is going way outside of their category. But hopefully we won't need to move people as time goes on.
No, like I said, I think there's still some people that will probably move right at the beginning of this. But after that, I think things are looking pretty good.
So it's a participation challenge. You just need to be able to do those miles. And then for the ride bonus, you can do either a virtual Zwift club ride for at least an hour, or do a ride of your own on the same day as one of the Zwift rides. Just make sure you put hashtag DKWTS in your ride title. This week we have 3 Zwift rides. Well, We have 2 technically, Monday and Friday, and then the Wednesday workout in the morning, which I'll count, even though it's technically not a Zwift club ride. It's still kind of a ride. So if you do Monday's ride or a Monday night ride, a Wednesday morning ride, or a Friday morning ride, or anytime those 3 days, it counts. And then, question? Nope. No. And then for the photo bonus, tell us about your favorite places to ride using photos. Post on social media or email. Make sure you're using the hashtags. This week's hashtag from where I ride, as well as the DKWTS 2023 hashtag.
Yep. So also just a reminder, I think I did mention last time, so we are going to count e-bike miles, and those will be handicapped, so to keep things fair. We'll send out details on that as they come out this week. But if you do ride an e-bike and you're riding an e-bike at all, and wouldn't mind reaching out to me and helping me test to make sure everything's calculating correctly, go ahead and just send me an email or hit me up on Discord.
Carl wants to know, where's Briar? So Briar actually hurt himself and isn't riding right now, but hopefully he'll be back and be able to do a Tuesday night Sufferfest ride.
I feel like he could still just get on Discord and like yell at people and make them suffer.
Yeah. If anyone else wants to lead a Zwift ride, let me know. You can also post up a ride in the Dirty Kitten Club group if you want to host a ride. It won't be counted as an official tour series ride, but you can still host one if you want to get a bunch of people together and have a ride. That's totally fine. You can do your own ride. But if you would like to lead a ride or help with a ride on Zwift, just shoot us an email and we can try to work something out.
Yeah, let us know if you have a time frame that that works, in concert with the other ones we've got. It'd be a good idea.
Also, I know some people have been posting about rides in the Facebook group. Ted posted about one over the weekend. If you want to meet up with people from the tour and ride, or tell people about a ride you're doing, you can go ahead, post that in the Facebook group or on Discord, and people can join you. Just make sure you put information about the ride, like where the route is, how long it's going to be, pace, etc., so that people know what they're getting themselves into.
So Maria asked it for Tour 2. If you look at those leaderboards, they're all going to be mileage based now. So the Tour 2 leaderboard is going to count up your miles, and each stage will have some kind of mileage based tracking. But we always I'm always keeping track of all of the metrics on the rides. Elevation, distance, time, all of that's always. So we can still use the time metric to make sure that people are kind of fitting within the range on the category.
So a couple good questions. Krista asked, did you say you can get points if you don't do all 5 days? Yeah. So if you look at the tour challenge grid we got here, you get 5 points for 5 days, 3 points for 4 days, and 1 point for 3 days. And then Ted asked, do you mind if we create events in the group? So you can create your own event in the Zwift club if it's a Zwift ride. Just don't call it DKWTS something something. Call it like your own name so that people don't get confused about what the actual like official rides are. You can also post an event in the Facebook group. You can make an event if you're doing a ride. All that we ask is that you provide information so that people know what kind of ride it is, pace, etc. And you have a plan for like keeping track of people. So it needs to be a little bit more than just like this thing is happening and then no more info. So make sure you have some info involved with that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, and you can also put real life event rides in there for sure. Yeah. And if it starts to get out of hand and people are putting weird things in there, like don't post stuff that isn't related to Dirty Kitten or the series or an event or something that is actually like of interest to the people in the group. We don't want to see like a bunch of your bikes for sale and some other stuff that isn't relevant. Cool.
But especially, yeah, we need to, if it's a Zwift ride, I want to know the plan for keeping everyone together, safety precautions, how you're going to recover, get
if
people.
you have a medic on call.
Yeah,
yeah
exactly. That's the most important for Zwift, I think.
Val says call it Ted's Excellent Adventure. All right. Any other questions about this week's Stage 1, Tour 2 Stage 1 challenges? Drop them in the comments and we'll answer. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're just trying to ride a certain amount of miles a day for however many days you can.
Yep. And we split it up by each category this time instead of just separating out the minis. And it's, we're kind of shooting for that. It should be about an hour or so to get those type of miles in. So trying to, keep it not too crazy.
I think I did mine today. In 45 minutes, I was able to get my 12 in. Yep. So hopefully anybody that did the Zwift ride tonight, maybe not the Supreme people, but everybody else was able to get their miles. All right. Are we moving on? Do we have any more questions?
Well, I will say too, in the mileage challenges, I do track virtual rides and non-virtual rides separately. So they all go into a total for mileage, but each one is separate. So you'll see on some of the leaderboards too, we'll split out virtual versus IRL.
Are you doing that for Stage 1?
Well, stage 1, it doesn't matter.
Oh, because I was going to say I didn't put it in there. Yeah. Okay. So if there's a competitive stage, we will split virtual and real life rides out, and we'll have two separate separate scoring. Yeah. So basically, like if it's top 5, then 10 people will get points.
Yeah.
5 for outdoor, 5 for real life. I think Chris Berry asked that last week. So
yeah, I think when I looked at it, it looked like the overall we just do total miles, but for some of those other, for some of the other stuff, we'll split that out, and then like I said, if it's top 5 in like virtual and in real life would get points. If you're in the top 5 in both, you're going to get whichever one you placed higher in. So you won't get points so if you were first in both, then in one of them, 2nd through 6th is going to get the points instead of 1 through 5. So.
Well, we're not doing that for this stage.
No.
I don't want to confuse people.
No, I'm just letting people know that it's, it's a common...
It will happen.
Common question when it comes to the mileage stuff.
So someone asked, I finished 2nd place in time, but 3rd place in points for my category for Tour 1. Which matters? Points matter. It's all about points. That's why we said at the beginning, it's not always about how much you ride. It's about points. So if you're doing all the challenges, then you'll get the most points.
But, so because... we give 24 hours for rides to finish uploading. So the actual tour, the Resolution Kitten Tour hasn't been scored yet. So that overall leaderboard, those will distribute points for that as well. So you'll get the 2nd place points for that. Those will get added into all of your other points, and you'll see those totals go up. So, again, we're letting everyone upload through the end of the day. And then we'll post those up and give people, I think Alex said 48 hours to say, hey, you missed these points or this thing's wrong or point out a mistake or whatever.
So have you done the final points for Tour 1 yet?
No.
Okay. So there will be a final points posted for Tour 1 this week based on your overall mileage. Yeah. So you're going to get more points added probably if you're in the top. I think last time we did it, it was 100 out of your scoring went all the way to 100.
Yeah, I have a slightly shorter scale this year because we kept the groups a little smaller. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you can see I've got the overall Resolution Kitten board up here. It's got all the times. So when I run the scoring, you come back to here, you'll see next to that how many points each position got, just like in oops, clicking the wrong spot. In these other ones where you see the points in gray next to it. So you'll see points all the way down the leaderboard for that. It's a same kind of pattern. Top 3 will be separated by a few more points, and then after that it'll go down to decreasing by 1s or 2s.
So don't worry, Chris. You'll get your points for your time.
Yeah.
This week it'll be finalized. Any more questions about leaderboard points? It'll make more sense once we finish all the stuff for Tour 1 and you see how it gets scored. Then it will start to make sense how it's going to work for Tour 2 and Tour 3.
Yeah. And hopefully, the next 2 will go a little smoother. We've had, I think just with the increased participation, all the social media stuff has been a lot together at first. Just, a lot of trying to figure out whose accounts we're following and people's names, what they map to and all of that stuff. So I think we've got it down. We were able to do all of the stage 3 stuff pretty quickly once we got all of that. So hopefully that part will be smoother, and you won't be waiting for a whole week to make sure all those points get included.
All right. Moving on. The weekly newsletter will go out tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'm going to try to get it out tomorrow evening. If I don't get it out tomorrow evening, I'll get it out on Wednesday. I'm trying to split up all the things that I'm doing throughout the week, so it's not all on the same day. Ted says you guys are crushing it. Thanks for keeping pace with our shenanigans.
Alex really doesn't want you to have a day where you don't get an email from us. So we've got to split everything out.
I'm trying not to send emails all the time, but if it's like Monday...
It's okay. We want people to know that we care about them. We're thinking about you, and we want to email you every
Monday,
day.
Wednesday, Friday or something. Or Sunday, 2 or 3 times a week. Chris Baldwin says Chris needs a raise. Yeah. That's right. He has to talk to his boss. All right. Any other questions? I got Zwift Club rides this week. I think I said this already. Monday, we just had our recovery ride. Recovery. Some people were recovering. Some people were not recovering so much. A note about the Zwift rides. There is a little box that'll say what the pace is, and there'll be a letter, and the letter corresponds with a pace range. So the pace range for the Monday ride is 1 to 2.5 watts per kilogram. That's power. So power is a way to keep people on a similar playing field. So you could go faster and harder than somebody else, but your power could actually be the same, and power is based on a bunch of different things. Anyway, there's a range for the ride, and the idea is that we stay in that. So if it says 1 to 2.5, nobody should be going over 2.5 watts per kilogram during that ride. Today, there was a handful of people that were way ahead of the leader, and watts were kind of all over the place. So
and you can see that listed in the bar on the right. It'll say that next to your name, what your current average is.
Yeah, so the easiest thing, though, is to stay with the leader, and the leader has a yellow beacon, a little yellow symbol above their rider. If you're going way ahead of the leader, it's totally pointless for you to be doing that ride, and it's no longer like a group ride anymore. You're just doing your own ride. And at some point, if the same people keep doing that every week, I'm going to have to ask those people to not participate in the ride, because it defeats the purpose of what that ride is. So the Monday ride is supposed to be a recovery. You're not supposed to be doing a workout or going hard or racing. The Friday morning ride is also an easy ride because it's a coffee ride.
Yeah, that's a social ride. We're chatting, doing trivia.
If you want to do a hard ride, you can do that on your own a different time during the week. So I just ask that people please pay attention to the pace and stay with the leader. If you're not with the leader, if you're back behind the leader, there's usually a sweeper, and then there'll be groups all in between. So you may not be with the lead group, but you'll have other people to ride with somewhere along, that route. Ted says, stay in the pack. Coming off the back will make your day stink. Yeah, so if you're in a group of people, it's a lot easier to stay with them than fall back. Once you fall back, that's hard to catch up again.
So no, Chad, we don't have the rubber band. Zwift can't do the rubber band on
big club rides.
On club rides right now.
Yeah, so they said no.
So they
not allowed.
Yeah, only do that on like an individual ride, where then we have to send invites every week and manage a lot of other stuff is too hard. So
yeah. So if you don't understand how a Zwift club ride works and how to stay with the leader, there's a lot of good information on Zwift's website. Also, if you just Google Zwift support club ride, you can read about things. You can watch videos about it on YouTube. You can ask people. But again, the point of the club rides is to be fun, social rides. We chat on Discord, we chat on Companion, and we're not racing and we're not like hammering it. So if anyone's doing that, then I'm going to have to ask them to please leave the ride.
Unfortunately, it's not like real life. So if there's people off the front, you can't just make a turn and let them go. So.
I know. I wish I could kick
Which is my favorite
out.
thing to do as a ride leader personally. But.
All right. I'm not trying to be a big meanie, but I want to keep it focused. And if it's a recovery ride, it's supposed to be recovery, and that's supposed to be an easier ride. So this week we've got our Friday coffee and trivia ride at 7 a.m. Val and I will be leading that again, and the topic is desserts. Something about desserts. That's all I'm going to say. There's a more specific thing, but desserts is the general topic. And then Wednesday morning, I'll be doing a workout at 6:30 a.m. live on YouTube that you can follow along with, or you can watch later.
Yeah. So we'll be live streaming that. And if you didn't catch the last one, so it's done kind of like a spin class where Alex will be, going through the workout as she's going. Got music and lights and everything.
Yeah. Chris got lights all set up, and I think somebody was saying, can we pump the music through into the computer directly so it's not coming through the mic?
No, I can't. Yes,
okay, cool.
Not have...
So Ted, we're going to try to do that.
Yeah.
I will send out the files tomorrow for anybody who wants them. The only thing I will say about that is if you load the ride, like the file on Zwift for the workout, and then you're trying to follow along with me, it may not match up exactly depending on what time you actually start the ride and what time I start the ride. I try to start at like exactly 6:30, but it could be a little bit off. So if you're going to actually follow along on YouTube with me, you may not want to load it.
Well, what we can try and do a signal of like start now.
Yeah.
Too. Make sure so that once it's rolling and we'll start like give a go now, and then you can start loading up, and we'll start our timer then, so everything should kind of line up.
We'll try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Butch says all the answers to the trivia questions will be cupcakes. All the answers all the time should be cupcakes. Oh, Ross says disco workout. Oh, I could do that. I could do some disco.
I guess we need a disco ball.
We need a disco ball. Reggie posted information about Zwift rides on the Facebook, in the Facebook comments. ZwiftInsider.com. Good call. Check that out. ZwiftInsider.com. All right. Lastly, we just have some shout outs. Shout outs to our sponsors and event partners. We need to do the drawings for our event entry winners. I've done a few. I contacted those people. I'm waiting to hear back before I announce them. We need to do the others. So Rasputitsa and Gravista will have to do those. And I did Croatan, but I need to redo that because the person who won it is not able to go. So I'll be redoing the Croatan drawing. And then we need to do the Growly Cat one. And this week we are highlighting the Rocktown Rambler out in Harrisonburg, or is it Harrisburg?
I can
Virginia.
never tell which one's. I'm so bad at
I'm
it.
so bad too. So Rocktown Rambler is put on by Rocktown Bicycles in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Harrison. Yeah.
Right in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It is a gravel race and ride.
There's got to be an easy way to remember those two.
I'm so bad at remembering if Harrisonburg. The event director is a friend of ours, Kelly from Rocktown Bicycles. So another awesome female race director. They have a bunch of different distances, and it's a beautiful course, beautiful area. So check that out, Rocktown Rambler. It can be found on the Rocktown Bicycles website. That's our event highlight for the week. And we'll be doing that drawing for that event soon. I think Kelly gave us 2 entries for that. So 2 people will win an entry to that one. And then also just shout out to all of our other partners. I think we have a new one joining us, Roland Cole Gravel Grinder. They are part of the West Virginia Gravel Series, and they are joining. So they're giving us some entries to give away as well. And then just a reminder that we have partnered with Cobalt Bikes, and we have a grand prize of a 20% off custom frame build at the end of the series. We'll also have some fun little Cobalt prizes happening throughout the series. He's going to give us water bottles and a couple jerseys to give away. That's Cobalt Bikes. You can check out what they got going on their website, and that is cobaltbike.com. You can check out the different options for custom bike builds.
Yep.
All different types of bikes too. And whatever. Oh, got a question. Kelly would be upset with Harrisburg. I know, it's Harrisonburg. I even went to school in that area of Pennsylvania and still can't remember which one's which. Shelby says, if we ride on Wednesday just on our own, does it count for our ride same day as Zwift? Yes.
If you put the hashtag in your ride title, it'll count.
Yeah, because I'm doing a ride on Wednesday, so you can also do a ride on Wednesday at any time.
This last one?
Almost there.
Okay.
Dirty Kitten events. We've got 3 events this year. Cat Camp, our spring training camp. Registration will open for that this week.
That's a women's camp.
That's yes, women, trans, non-binary riders are welcome. Information about that can be found on our website. Dirty Kitten Growly Cat is April 23rd, and registration will open for that February 1st. That is open to anyone, everyone and anyone, and it is a cool sort of alley cat, gravel grinder, scavenger hunt.
Yep. Same property where we do the race, but no set course. We put a map out with everything labeled nicely, and you kind of make your way around and find different things and have fun.
Yep. So you can also check out information about Growly Cat on our website, dirtykittengravel.com, and we'll talk a little bit about it next weekend before we open reg. And then our gravel race is at the end of July. Registration will open for that March 1st-ish. Info's on our website. Also, if you want to find out about that, save the dates, end of July, 29th and 30th. And then we have a new Cat Chat episode that was just posted on our website. You can also find it on Spotify. It is a conversation with me and one of my teammates, Molly Lucille from Grand Rapids. She owns and runs a business called Faye Floral. It's a floral business. So we had a conversation about starting your own business and being boss babes. So you can check that out on Spotify. Chris is going to pull it up, I think. It's in the news section of our website. And you can also find us if you just type in Dirty Kitten Radio Cat Chat. So anybody that wants to hear about starting your own business, running your own business, and being a boss babe, have a listen. And then lastly, we have our new Dirty Kitten 5th anniversary jersey design launch. So this is the new design for our 5th anniversary jersey. It was a collaboration between my teammates Paulette and Val, who are amazing designers. They took a lot of the colors and graphics from our team and gravel jerseys and put them together into one super cool jersey with a burrito pocket in the back. Snowy poking out of the back. Special place to put your snacks in the burrito pocket. Ted says hashtag burrito pocket. So sales for that will open up, I'm hoping this week. We're going to try to open our store on the Champion System website. All of our kits and apparel are made with Champion System, custom. So we will open that store, and then also we will do sales for that with the Dirty Kitten Growly Cat entry. So you can order that either separately or with your entry.
And there's only one burrito in the pocket, but that doesn't mean you can't put burritos in all 3 pockets.
Yeah, you can put, yeah. You've got 3 pockets for burritos. Yeah. One of them's a burrito pocket, though.
Yeah, you just want to eat that one first so you can expose the burrito behind it.
Yeah. It also matches the existing Dirty Kitten Gravel bibs. So like you see the colors on the side. If you have the DKG bibs, you can mix and match. You could also mix and match with our leopard print stuff if you want to. Just have lots of different designs happening. Yeah. So stay tuned for that store opening up, and we're excited to launch the new design and to celebrate our 5th anniversary this year at Dirty Kitten Gravel at the July race. Any questions about anything else, let us know before we sign off. Do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything.
Maria says she wants the jersey. Yeah, me too. I'm pumped about this. And I think we're also going to have jersey options, a hoodie option, like a tech hoodie, and then maybe also a vest and a jacket option. And then we've talked about trying to do some t-shirts down the road. So try to get some cool stuff out there.
Burrito pockets on everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The hoodie has a burrito pocket in the front with a little snowy poking out the front.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for an awesome series, an awesome week. And we're looking forward to seeing how everything goes the next few days. Enjoy your rides and have a wonderful week. Keep riding dirty.
Bye, everybody.